can get started in a comfortable seat. So today we're moving up the chakras. So we've gone to the root chakra, which gives us a sense of safety, security, stability, to the sacral chakra, which is our energy center responsible for like pleasure, playfulness, receptivity, solar plexus, which is responsible for our will, our ability to take up space, and also our ability to act, to do things. And now we're moving into the heart chakra. So this is called the anahata chakra. And this is really responsible for our feelings of love, connection, and dissolution of the ego and feeling of separateness. So really we can cultivate harmony in this chakra. And the interesting thing about this chakra, it's really the bridge between our physical body, which were the 3 chakras that we've already covered, and then our more spiritual body, which will be the next 3. So for this practice, we're going to work a lot on chest opening, heart opening, and it's also, this chakra element is air. So we're going to work a lot with the breath as well too to help open the chakra. And I do want to say that my shoulders and chest tend to be pretty tight. So as we go through these practices, you might be better off just listening to me rather than looking to me, because you might have much more expansion than I do. So I don't want to limit anyone. But I hope folks have a strap, a belt, or dog leash, or just something. If not, we can still just make the best of it. But if you have something that can help, I know that I need a strap to do some of these exercises. Like I said, my shoulders tend to be very tight. And also, if you are having any shoulder issues, just be gentle. Just take it at your own pace. Again, it's just think of it as more of like a breathing practice. And don't try to push anything open. We're going to try to breathe everything open. So we'll be working on the heart chakra today, and we're going to get started with a breathing practice. So this doesn't appear to have a name, but it is a breathing practice to start opening up the heart chakra. So we're going to take our hands, so with the fingers coming into the front of the shoulders, thumbs in back, so elbows about parallel to the earth. And the way this works is we're going to inhale to the right, and then an audible exhale through the mouth on the left. And we're going to do that 10 times. So we'll start doing it together, but if you need to do it at your own pace, you can do that. And then you can come back to center. Take a moment here, just inhale, exhale normally. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So inhaling towards the left, audible exhale through the mouth to the right for 10 times. And then back to center. You can place your hands on your heart for a moment here. Maybe just observing the energy you've created. Maybe even feeling the heartbeat. And I think that was 10 times on each side. It's surprisingly difficult to count and breathe at the same time. So we are going to move now into our tabletop. Now, as I mentioned in the heart chakra, one way to really open this up is through the breath. So throughout the practice, I really want you to focus on the breath, and even just focus in the space in the heart chakra. And that's really the center chest. So not necessarily where your heart organ is, though I'm sure it's okay if you want to focus there, but it's really the center of the chest. And our breath has 4 parts. It has the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and then the pause. So we're going to practice working with that breath with our cat-cows. So on an inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the chest, pause, and then on an exhale, arch the spine, drop the head, pause. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, pause, and exhale, arch the spine, drop the head, pause. Now you can take some more at your own pace and really see if you can match the movements to those 4 parts of the breath, adding in the pauses. just going to move. I'm going to put it on mute. I might have forgotten to do that. I'm just getting a little bit of feedback, but you can continue to match the movement to the breath. And then we'll meet back into our neutral tabletop. So we'll keep the hips over the knees, and we're going to come into puppy pose. So take a few giant steps forward with the hands, and slowly descend down to the earth. So really think of this as a chest opener, so trying to connect the chest to the earth, and it won't necessarily do that, but that's what you can imagine. And you can either rest the chin or the forehead on the earth. Again, see if you can breathe into the heart chakra here. Then with the forearms pressing into the earth, you can come into Sphinx. Shoulders over elbows, chest coming through the shoulders. Funny, I was just noticing I'm having a hard time saying heart chakra, and I'm wondering maybe I should try to say it with my Boston accent and say heart chakra, but I won't. I'll just try to say it normally. But chest coming through the shoulders, breathing here. And then you can release down to the earth. We're going to bring our hands back by our sides, and you can have the palms facing the earth, bringing the feet close together. So we're going to take a couple of gentle belly back bends. So while working with this chakra, this energy center, we really want to open and soften the chest. We do want to strengthen our back too, so we can continue to be upright, and our heart needs support. So for this first one, keep the hands and the feet pressed into the earth. And then on an inhale, you can lift the chest, gaze stay down at the earth. Breathing here. And then you can release back down to the earth. Forehead can just come to the center. And then keeping the hands pressed into the earth. Now we're just going to lift the legs. So inhale, lifting the legs, just working the lower spine. And then coming back down. And then we'll take one more. So hands can press into the earth, and on an inhale, we'll lift the upper body and the lower body. So inhale, come up. And notice if you press your hands into the earth, it almost gives you a little more expansion in the chest. Breathing here. And then coming back down. And you can bring your hands wide to the edges of the mat, goal posting your arms, maybe even tenting the fingers. Inhale, come up into that wide cobra. And you can drop the right shoulder, looking over the left. Coming back up. Dropping the left, looking over the right. And coming back up. Dropping the right, looking over the left. Coming back up. And dropping the left, looking over the right. Coming back up. You can take an inhale here. And then coming back down to the earth. Hands can come underneath shoulders. You can prop yourself back up to tabletop. Keeping the knees together, we'll come into like a closed-legged child's pose. So hips can come down by heels. And instead of having your arms out front, you can bring them right along beside you, palms facing the sky. And sometimes this can just feel a little bit softer on the shoulders. And then hands can come back out in front. We'll make our way back to tabletop. Curl the toes under, then lift the hips, coming into our downward facing dog. So first downward facing dog of the practice. You can pedal out your feet here. Hands pressed firmly into the earth. And still keeping that focus right on the breath. Think of each inhale as really expanding the chest, but also opening the heart center. And you can go high on the tiptoes, bending the knees, walk to the front of your mat, and we'll meet in a ragdoll forward fold. Opposite hand to opposite elbow, head hangs heavy, feet are pressed squarely into the earth, with knees just bent a little bit. We can rock a little bit side to side. And remember, this practice is about softening and releasing. So often our practice is very strengthening. And we'll definitely get to some strength building postures, but we also want to be able to open. So focusing on our receptivity. Then you can release the hands to the earth, toe heel the feet together. We'll roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, coming into our Tadasana. So now if you have a strap, a belt, a dog leash, you can grab that. If you don't have anything, you can just pretend you do. So we're going to take the strap wide, so definitely wider than shoulder length here. And then on an inhale, we're going to rise it up overhead. And then on an exhale, and I even have to go wider on my exhale, we're going to bring it back down behind us. And we're going to do our 4-part breath with this too. So on an inhale, we come up to center, pause, exhale, come back down, pause. Inhale, we come up, and exhale, coming back down, pause. Inhale, up, pause, exhale, down, pause. Inhale, up, pause, exhale, down, pause. Inhale, up, pause, exhale, down, pause. Inhale, up, pause, and then exhale, down. You can leave it down here just for a moment. Now you can release one side of the strap, and then you can either interlace your hands behind your lower back, or you can use the strap to hold it, but you might want to go a little bit closer together. But you can start by, see if you can interlace your hands. So we're going to inhale, open the chest wide, and then on an exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. So you can use the strap or not. And then you can release the hands to the earth. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine, bringing the shoulder blades back. And then exhale, plant the hands. Left foot steps back. You can soften the left knee to the earth. Hands come high to the sky. And now here, you can go back, interlacing the hands behind lower back, or you could also just do airplane arms, but opening up the chest as we inhale. Maybe we'll look up ever so slightly. And then releasing the hands. Hands can come to the earth. Curl the back toes under. Right foot steps back. Downward facing dog. Breathing here. Left leg comes high. And then left foot steps forward. You can soften the right knee to the earth. Hands come high to the sky, low lunge. This time, right hand will come to the earth. We'll twist to the left. Then we're going to take some big circles with our left arm. So we'll take 3. So we're going to, like we're drawing a giant circle on the wall. 1, 2, and 3. Left hand can come back to the earth. You can straighten out that front leg, half split. So inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, hinging forward. Walk the hands forward, curl the back toes under. Right foot comes to meet the left, forward fold. And root down to rise up to standing. On your inhale, hands come high. And then on your exhale, interlace the hands behind the lower back. Bend the knees, inhale, look up, and then exhale, fold forward. You can release the hands. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine. And then you can plant the hands. This time, right foot steps back. And lower the back knee to the earth. Hands come high to the sky, low lunge. You can interlace the hands behind the lower back or create those airplane arms. But inhale, look up, opening up the chest, softening the heart. And then you can release the hands. Hands can come back to the earth. Curl the back toes under. Left foot steps back. Downward facing dog. And then right leg will come high. Three-legged dog on the right. And then right foot steps forward. Back foot dials back. Low lunge. Now on the right. Left hand will connect with the earth as we twist to the right. And we'll take those 3 big circles. So 1, 2, and 3. Right hand can come back to the earth. We'll straighten out that front leg, half split. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, hinging forward. And then you can walk the hands forward, curl the back toes under. Left foot comes to meet the right, forward fold. We're going to root down to rise up to standing. On an inhale, hands come high. And then on an exhale, hands come to heart center. So we're going to take some half sun salutation. So not the full vinyasa, but just kind of moving the body up and down. So bringing some oxygen and air to it. So inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine, bringing the shoulder blades back. And then exhale, forward fold. Root down to rise up to standing. On an inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, lengthen the spine, bringing those shoulder blades back. Exhale, forward fold. Root down to rise up to standing. On an inhale, hands come high. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We'll do one more. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, forward fold. Root down to rise up to standing. On an inhale, hands come high. And this time we're going to drop the hips on our exhale, coming into Utkatasana. And breathing here. So again, your feet can be together, toes touching, or they can be hips width apart. You'll take an inhale here, and then exhale, arms sweep back like airplane, chest open. Inhale, we lift and maybe sit back down. Exhale, we come into airplane. So these are like chair planes. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sweep back. One more time. Inhale, come up. And then exhale, sweeps right back. Holding it here. Breathing. And then leg strength brings you right back up to Tadasana. Inhale, hands come high. Exhale, hands come to heart center. So place the weight into our right foot here. We're going to lift the left knee up. So coming into our one-legged Tadasana, keeping a little bit of a bend in that right knee, we're going to fly back to our airplane. So airplane, hips are squared, but chest is still lifted. And try to think of opening the chest, so just like all of that chest opening we've been doing, still giving it that same shape. And breathing here. And keeping a little bend in the right knee, we're going to step the left foot back, coming into our power up lunge. So it's like a crescent lunge, but the torso is hovering over the right knee. Then you can bend the back knee to hover. Hands come high to the sky as you start to straighten out the torso. And then you can straighten the back leg, and you're in your crescent lunge. Now, you might want to make your crescent lunge a little bit wider so you have a little bit more stability. So the more it's on the tightrope, the more wobbly you'll be. Then you can interlace the hands behind the lower back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, we're going to fold forward, coming into our ostrich pose. So breathing here. Head is right along the right side of the knee. And then we'll rise back up to standing. Hands come high to the sky. And then hands can come to heart center. We'll open up warrior two. And ostrich pose is kind of hard. So warrior two, you've got heel to instep alignment, shoulders stacked over hips, arms are parallel. And gaze is right at that middle finger. And finding your breath, finding that stability. And we'll start to match breath to movement again. So you can flip the front palm, inhale, reverse your warrior, and then exhale, side angle. So right forearm to right thigh. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle. One more time. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, side angle. So then we stay. You can think about what you want to do with that top arm. If it's above your head, does it reach forward? Or does it wrap behind you? We're thinking of the feet rooted into the earth, but chest corkscrewing to the sky. You can place your focus right back to the heart chakra, seeing how the breath manifests there. And check in on that back foot starting to lift up. You can press it back down. And you can come back to your warrior two, keeping those warrior two legs. Inhale, reverse your warrior. You can straighten that front leg, and we'll set up for triangle, so you can shorten your stance a little bit here. Try to touch the front of the mat, and then the right hand can come down to a shin or a block. And maybe you make this a core supported, so right hand can come to chest, top hand can wrap behind you, kind of thinking of twisting the torso to the sky. And then core strength will bring you right back up. So now you're going to pivot back to the front of your mat. Come back into our crescent lunge. You're on the ball of your back foot, knees over ankle. Hands can come to heart center. Wide like a T, we'll take a high twist to the right. Now you can either stay in your high twist or see if you can grab your back leg with the right hand, coming into an exalted warrior. So then that back top hand goes high. So this is sort of a back bend. And coming back into your high twist. We'll bring the left hand right to the earth, coming into our dragonfly twist. Maybe make that into a bind so that right hand can wrap behind the back as chest lifts up to the sky. Bringing the right hand high again. Right hand comes back to the earth. And you can step right back, downward facing dog. And we take a big inhale and an exhale here. And breathing here. And you can go high on your tiptoes, bending the knees, walk to the front of your mat, forward fold. And you can drop the hips, Katasana. So hips are low, hands are high. Take an inhale here, exhale, arms sweep back like airplanes. Inhale, hands come high. And exhale, they come back. One more time. Inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, hands come back. Holding here for a moment. Hips are low, spine stays long. And then just straighten the legs. And you're right back up into your Tadasana. Inhale, hands come high. And then exhale, hands come to heart center. So placing the weight this time in the left foot, we'll lift the right knee high. And keeping a little bend in that left knee, we're going to come back into our airplane. So chest is lifted, those hands are on those two imaginary pillars, but hips stay square to the earth. And breathing here. And keeping a little bit of a bend in that left knee, we'll come back to our power lunge. So on the ball of the back foot, the torso is hovering over that front thigh. You can drop that back knee to hover, straighten up the torso, hands come high to the sky, and then straighten the back leg, and you're in your crescent lunge. You can take a moment to widen your stance a little bit, give you a little bit more stability. Interlace the hands behind the lower back. Inhale, look up, opening up the chest. Exhale, folding forward. You can always use a strap for any of these positions where you're interlacing hands. And you can rise back up to standing. Release the bind in your hands. Hands can come high. And then hands come to heart center. Open up, warrior two on the left. I feel like warrior two feels so good after that. So warrior two on the left. And shoulders stacked over hips, gaze straight ahead. So keeping those warrior two legs will match our breath to movement. So inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle, left forearm to left thigh. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. One more time. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. And then we stay. And breathing here. Remember, now's your chance to do whatever you'd like with that top hand. You'll notice one side is probably a little bit different than the other. And feeling the feet rooted into the earth, that gives you the ability to be open because you've got that stability. Keeping those warrior two legs, you come back up to your warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then you can straighten that front leg. We'll set up now for Trikonasana on the left. So try to touch the front of the mat. And then the left hand can come down. His hips open to the right. You can make this core supported. We can wrap that right hand behind us. Left hand can come to the heart center. And then chest is still lifted, so torso's corkscrewing to the sky. core strength brings us back up. This time we're going to pivot to the front of the mat, coming back into our crescent lunge. On the ball of the back foot, knee is over ankle. Hands can come to heart center here. Open wide like a T. And then we'll take a high twist to the left. So twisting at the belly. You can stay in your high twist, or if you want to take it to that exalted warrior, that left hand can come to the back leg, right arm reaches high. Coming back to your high twist. And then right hand can come down to the earth, and you're in your dragon fly. And breathing here. And then the left hand can come back to the earth, stepping back to your high plank. And then downward facing dog. And you can bring your knees wide on your mat, sit back on your heels, coming into your child's pose. And breathing here. And you can come on up. We're going to take a seat. So if you have your strap or belt near you, you can grab that. So this is a hip opener and a chest opener. So we're going to come into Gomakasa. So this can feel a little bit tight on the hips, but just see how it does. And if you have to modify a little bit, like by opening your legs further or maybe even just coming into a cross-legged position, that's fine. You're going to take the left knee kind of right in front of you, and then see if you can stack the right knee on top of it. So you kind of like a triangle shape. And again, it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs not to hurt. So you are going to feel a stretch along your hips, but again, if you need to open it a little wider, you can do that. So the idea is eventually, though, that the knees can stack on one another. And then you're going to take your strap, and you can just hold it in your right hand, wrapping it behind you, and then the left hand will come to grab the strap. So if you don't need a strap and you can just grab your hands behind you, you can do that. So maybe you explore, you play with it a little bit. But my shoulders, right now are too tight to do that, so I need the strap. And you can either stay here, or you can start to lean forward. I'm trying not to drop the head though, again, keeping the head in line with the spine. And just breathing into the stretch. So there's a lot going on here. So this is our cow face posture, Gomakasana. And then you can rise back up. Maybe release your bind first with your arms. And you can extend the legs both out, maybe shake them out a little bit. And then we'll switch sides. So this time right leg can go over left, or actually I think that's what we did last time. Left leg can go over right. Knees stacking on one another, but you're making wise decisions. And seeing that feet can be wide enough to get the hip bones, sit bones on the earth. This time you'll take the strap in your left hand and place it behind you like you're going to do a tricep stretch. And you just grab the strap. And you can stay seated tall, or if you want a little bit deeper, you can start leaning into your legs. Leaning forward. And breathing into the stretch. then you can come back up. You can release your strap and put it aside. Unwrap your legs. Maybe shake it out a little bit. And we'll meet back into our tabletop. So shoulders over wrist here. On an inhale, drop the belly, look up for your cow. And then on an exhale, arch the spine, drop the head for your cat. And you can come right up onto your knees. So we're going to take our camel pose now. And again, you can go as deep as you need to be. I only generally do fairly gentle camel poses. But you can bring your fingers, walk up your back. You can kind of think of the thumbs on the sacrum. And we're going to try to keep the hips right in line with the knees. So on an inhale, you're going to just look up, maybe where the ceiling meets the wall, or maybe a little bit higher. You're just opening up the chest, but remembering to breathe. With each inhale, you're expanding the heart space. And often our heart and shoulders, they're always collapsing because we spend so much time on computers or driving. So really opening that up. And we also tend to close down when we're fearful or we're afraid we're going to get hurt. We move our shoulders forward in a way of protection. So now we're doing the opposite. We're opening. And then you can come back up. And you can sit right back down on your knees. You can bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. And keeping the thumbs and the pinkies connected, we'll open the other three. And this is our Padma Mudra, or Lotus Mudra. So this represents blossoming, opening. So you can keep this right by your heart center. And this mudra is responsible for cultivating feelings of bliss, peace, and love. Maybe just close your eyes, holding your lotus or Padma Mudra. And just maybe even visualizing opening of the heart. So you can let love go freely, you can give love freely, but you can receive love with ease as well too. And we'll close the hands again, coming back into Anjali Mudra. And you can lift the hips. So we'll take one more camel. So hands can come to the lower back. Inhale, look up. Opening up the chest. And then coming back up. You can bring your hands to the earth here. Maybe take another cat-cow, just stretching out the spine a bit. Then you can cross the ankles. And we'll come onto our backs. However you want to get there. Then you bring the feet about hips width apart. You can see if you can graze your heels with your fingertips. So we'll take two bridges here. So you have the option of pressing the triceps down into the earth or interlacing the hands behind the lower back. So shoulders and chest should be fairly open now. So you can probably go right into interlacing the hands if you're so inclined. But on an inhale, we'll come up. My shoulders are so tight, I feel like I should be doing this practice every day. And breathing here. And then coming back down. And just taking a moment here to reset. And we're going to do one more bridge. So you can set up, whether it's triceps pressed or interlacing the hands. Then on your next inhale, lift the hips high. And then releasing the hips back down to the earth. Feet can come wide to the edges of the mat. Knees knock in for knock knee pose. And this is a nice posture. Just helps to stabilize the lower spine after all of that back bending. And then soles of the feet can come together, knees come wide, Supta Baddha. You can have one hand on the belly here, one hand on the heart. Maybe you reconnect with the body by feeling the heartbeat, or feeling the belly rise and descend. And you can give the knees a hug in, rocking a little bit from side to side here. We'll take reclining figure 4, so right ankle can cross in front of the left knee and grab behind the left thigh, maybe gently pushing the right knee away, or you can just plant the foot on the earth or a wall. So see what feels comfortable to you. And then switching sides. And you can release the left ankle. You place your hands underneath your hips. We're going to bring the legs straight to the sky. So just coming into our gentle inversion. You can also place the legs up a wall if you're able to do that. And you can release your hands. Grab the inside edges of your feet. You can rock a little bit side to side, coming into your happy baby. You can extend one leg, maybe bend the other. And you can hug both knees in. And then arms can go wide like a T. You can bring the hips over a little bit to the right, and then drop the knees to the left as you gaze to the right. And it's more important for the shoulders and upper body to stay intact, so if your legs don't get all the way to the earth, that's okay. If you have a block or pillow, you can put them underneath. And then switching sides, knees drop to the right as you gaze to the left. coming back to center. And give your knees one more final hug in. And being grateful that you made the time for yourself today. And then releasing the legs long on the earth, taking up some space, palms facing the sky. And start to feel the head, chest, shoulders start to melt into the earth. As we come into our final and probably most important posture of our practice, Shavasana. You're starting to bring a little bit of consciousness back. You can wiggle the toes and fingers. And you can start to roll over to your left or right side. And spend a few moments in the fetal position. You can start to make your way up to a comfortable seat. You can keep your eyes closed this time. We're going to place our hands, instead of our prayer hands, place them directly on the heart. So maybe your right hand on the heart and then the left. We'll just spend a few moments just settling in. On each inhale, maybe you think, I receive love with ease. And then on your each exhale, I give love freely. So inhale, I receive love with ease. And then on an exhale, I give my love freely. And you can bring your hands to heart center, prayer hands. Thumb knuckles to your lips and to your third eye. I'm wishing you love and light on your journey. Everything that is good and light in me bows to everything that is good and light in you. Namaste. Well, thank you. That was our heart chakra practice, and I think I'm having difficulty saying it, something about a Boston accent, but thank you guys.